Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Shamacha Kodash. Love honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. These salutations and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright, let's get into it. Lord willing, this will be edifying. Quick little lesson before camp. It says here in Sirach 1 and 25, the parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee. Okay? So here it go. As it says, there's the desire. If you want wisdom, okay, if you want to be wise, if you want to please unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you have to obey. Okay? Wisdom comes from obeying the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And that is the reason why it says, blessed are those that read and keep the sayings that are written in this book. You see, not only just through the reading, okay, through digesting this word, you acquire the knowledge of what is pleasing unto the Lord, what is good and what is evil in the sight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You see, that is the main thing, because people like to they don't have the correct moral compass. Okay, they view things as good or evil according to their own thoughts. But as it says, the Lord is as the sky is higher than the earth, so are my thoughts higher than your thoughts. The Lord is the highest. This is one of his titles, the highest, the Almighty. Okay, there is no authority above that which there is no authority above the authority of the highest. Okay, there's no one above Yahweh. So if he says something is good, it is good. If he says something is bad, it is bad. Okay? So by you obeying the law, statutes, and commandments, it gives you wisdom. Okay? Not only do you acknowledge Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but you fear what he can do unto you. Okay? You fear the judgment for your disobeying the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? So I had a precept that I wanted to bring out. Oh yeah. Desire. See, it says here in Sirach 6. That's not the precept I'm looking for, but hey, it goes to the point. It says here, wisdom, Sirach 6 and 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. Okay, so constantly, day in and day out. Okay, read the scriptures, go into the law, the Leviticus, Exodus, go into the Torah, go into the Torah. But again, the whole book is the book of the law of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the commandments that endured forever. So from Genesis unto Revelation, even the Apocrypha, it all goes into the law of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? So let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. Okay? So the more you obey, the more you are immersed in this ministry, in the work, in the fear of the Lord, the more wisdom you will get. Okay? But you have to understand that with wisdom comes grief, comes sorrow. Okay, the more you increase in knowledge, the more you increase in a heaviness of heart. Okay, because you understand that this is not our rest. The wicked are in rulership, and you understand how far we have fallen from grace. How far we have polluted ourselves. Okay, in this wicked society, man. Okay, how far we are from really doing the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. That's why turning back to the Lord, we are rehearsing the righteous acts. But even in this mortal flesh, okay, in these bodies, we cannot fully, we are not able to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to a perfection. Okay, which brings even more grief, understanding that you're never gonna be at on that level. Okay, you can only strive to reach that level, but knowing that you'll never reach that level. Only Yahushua was able to attain that that status of being of having a perfect walk. None of us is gonna, no other human was able to claim that achievement. Okay, to have a whole, to be on earth and have a unspotted life. Okay, no one else other than Yahushua was able to do that. That's why he has a name that was even that is more exalted than any other name in the earth. Okay, and in the heavens, other than Yahweh himself. Okay, but again, you meditate on the law, statutes, and commandments continually, and the Lord will give you wisdom to thine own desire. So the more you want, the more you want wisdom, the more you have to obey. Okay, the more you have to be diligent in keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. The more you have to walk in the fear of the Lord. Okay, so it says here. That's not the precept I was looking for, but let me see. Maybe it's in Wisdom of Solomon. See if I can find it. It's in Seer. There you go. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 17 pertain to wisdom. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. Okay? Discipline to what? To keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the discipline. Okay? Putting the feathers of wisdom. Okay? Becoming a prisoner of wisdom. Okay? Because a prisoner is limited. I've done a lesson today pertaining to the levels of the levels of security pertaining to prisons, from maximum security to minimum security. Okay, so there's levels of restrictions to each levels. Okay, to each levels of security. Okay, but as for wisdom, okay, you have to seek to walk after Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is to place upon yourselves limitations that the rest of the world they don't do. Okay, and again, those limitations are according to the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Anything that is adverse to His will, that is evil in His sight, you cannot cross that line. Okay, that ultimate test is going to be the hour of temptation. If you could use that, I'll use that as an example. Okay, because it says what? Anyone that takes the mark of the beast, okay, the microchip, okay, the implantable microchip. If anyone partakes in that act. Okay, just so they can continue in this wicked society, to buy and sell, okay, to be a part of this society, okay, the Lord will view you as an enemy. Okay, you see, that's that separation. By you taking that mark of the beast, you're making yourself an enemy of the Lord. Okay, because now you're moving according to a carnal mindset, and a carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. Okay, so by you abstaining from it, it shows you that you have wisdom, because at the end you know that taking the MOTB will only excite the wrath of the Lord upon you, and you don't want to face that, because it says what? Fear Him that is able to cast both the body and the soul in hell, not man. Okay, so yes, Esau Edom might torture you. Esau Edom might like I said, be able to excommunicate you from society. You won't be able to buy or sell. You're gonna have to be like a pilgrim on earth and move according to faith. But all of these things are nothing compared to what the Lord can do unto you. Okay, and knowing that, you will walk according to fear. You will obey the law, statutes, and commandments. You will abstain from partaking in this wicked society that Esau Edom is seeking to implement in the near future. Okay, because you trust in the Lord. Okay. So it says here, for the very true beginning of wisdom is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love, and love is the keeping of her laws, and giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. Okay, incorruption maketh us near to the Most High, and Yahushua is the perfect example of that, because through his incorruption, through the fact that he was blameless in a sense in that lifetime, he was able to sit at the right hand of the Most High. Okay. No one else can. To what angel, to what entity did the Lord Yahweh allowed to sit next to him, man. None other than Yahushua, okay? You see? And that's because he was incorruptible in his walk. Okay, he was blameless in his walk as Yahushua. Okay? And by us walking after Yahushua, we can attain a similar level of recompense as the Lord will deliver those that trust in him. Okay? You see? The Lord will just as it says, as Yahweh quickened Yahushua, Yahushua is able to quicken whom he will. Okay, Yahushua is going to come to deliver those that trust in him, those that have faith in his words. Okay, that have faith in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, in truth and sincerity, in truth and in spirit. Okay, those that are desirous of wisdom. Okay, that's what wisdom brings. It brings you near unto the Most High. Okay, it cleanses you from your impurity. It cleanses you from your filth, from the filth of this world. Okay, to walk in the spirit is way better than to walk in the flesh. Okay, you see. So again, through the desire of wisdom, okay, you apply the knowledge that you've learned through the scriptures, and by applying that knowledge, you become separate. You become holy. Okay, you become holy. And by that holiness, you're now near unto the Most High, which will allow you to obtain the good favors and mercies of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua in the time of wrath. Okay, and this is ultimately what we're seeking for. That's why I'm about to go. That's why I'm about to go to camp. Okay, to push forth the word, because I fear the Lord and I want to be saved. Okay, I want to produce fruit. Okay, I want to do the will of Him that sent me. Okay, I've been hired. We've been hired. Okay, to do the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, a man and woman, to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua according to our perspective roles. Okay, a woman is supposed to serve her husband as it was the Most High. That's how you show that you believe in the Most High. As a woman, you reverence your husband. You submit unto your husband. You follow his lead. That's how you show that you believe in the Lord, by that action itself. Okay. A woman is not supposed to teach. She's not supposed to go out in the highways and byways. She has her own purpose. Okay? So a woman has her way. The Lord has allotted a way for women to follow after wisdom, and for men to follow after wisdom. We are not the same. Okay? We're following after righteousness in our own different perspectives, in our own different ways. Okay? You see? We're all following after righteousness in a different perspective, as I mentioned. Okay, the men follow after Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua by obeying His law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, by showing that they fear the Lord, by obeying. Okay, and the same way for the women, by obeying their husband. That's how they show that they believe in the Lord. You see. So again, that's the desire of wisdom that brings to a heavenly, that brings us near unto the Most High. Okay, and what's next to the Most High? Life. What's near to the Most High? Life, man. Okay, and wisdom itself comes from the Lord. Okay, and the more you get closer unto the Lord, the more He will give you that wisdom. Okay, so wisdom comes from obeying. Okay, the more you read, the more you instruct yourself in the ways of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, the more He will give you wisdom. Okay. The more you will, yes, of course, the more you will increase in grief, but the more you will be nigh unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and that's ultimately their goal, the ultimate goal. Okay, to be near unto the Most High, to be accounted as one of the friends of the Lord, because there's no greater honor. Okay, you could be a famous, you can have all the money in the world, you could be you can have all the fame of the world, you can have all the women in the world. Okay, you can have all the riches that the world can offer, but to have this wisdom, to have the knowledge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, that is something that is priceless. Okay, and ultimately, wisdom bring it unto life. Okay, that is the excellency of wisdom. Okay, so with all thy getting, get understanding. Okay, and understanding is to abstain from evil. Okay, which shows you that you have that knowledge that shows you that you fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay. So that being said, I believe the brothers are here. Okay, I'm gonna start. So that being said, I'll have to give I like to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All praises to All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright? You desire wisdom? Obey, and the Lord will give you as much as you desire. Okay? You want more wisdom? Obey. Through obedience, you can obtain even greater levels of wisdom. Alright? Until next time, shalom, shalom, shalom. Lord willing, this was edifying.